Hey guys, what's happening? This is Alex over here at My Freedom Smokes, and today we're going to be talking about the iStick TC 100 watt box mod. Now, iStick has come up with a couple different 100 watt devices in the past, so this is a new iteration of it. You do have temperature control on this, and there is no firing button. You actually squeeze the unit to actually get it to work, like so. Now, simply because it does click to turn on, there's no way to easily lock it. That's why they put a little slider right here. If you'll recognize, there's a padlock on it. One shows locked and one shows unlocked. When it's in the unlocked position, you can click it and start vaping. When it's in the locked position, nothing. Unlocked, we're back in action again. The mod doesn't really come with anything special. When you open up the bottom, essentially all you're going to wind up getting is your micro USB cord that does plug in on the bottom. And I'd have to say that's one of the only few cons I have about this. I don't like the fact they ever put the charging ports on the bottom. They can put them on the side, they can put them on top, it doesn't matter. Just don't put it on the bottom, because if you're someone like me that sits at a desk, I like to vape and be able to charge at the same time. So if you've got something at the bottom, you're forced to have to lay your mod down, and that just really doesn't sit right. You want to be able to hit it, set it down, have it still standing up, but it needs to charge at the same time. So just keep that in mind. Charging port is on the bottom, so pass-through capabilities are going to be a little bit weird. Now the battery that's in the inside, that's when things get a little bit more interesting. Because as we show, this is the click side, so you can pull off this opposite end here and install your 18650. While I was taking a closer look at it, once I looked at the instruction manual, you can also put a set of batteries here. This can run on a single or dual 18650 battery. The one downside is if you only put in a single 18650, it can only run up to 75 watts. You have to put two batteries in order for it to go to 100 watts. So again, since I've only got one battery in here, my current max output would be 75 watts. If I were to put a second battery in, the max wattage output would be 100. So just remember that when going and putting everything together. If you're trying to vape at 90 watts and it's only letting you go up to 75, you know why. Like I said earlier, this does support temperature control. You have your up and down buttons along with what they call your menu button. And you press and hold down the menu button to cycle through your different options. So you press and hold down, and as you see now it's in bypass, nickel, and it's just going to keep going through the different settings. It's probably a little hard to tell on the camera, but it's actually in the top corner over here. You're going to see them just slightly change. And if I hold it down long enough, eventually it'll go through all the different settings. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get this back over to wattage mode. Back in wattage mode. And we're just going to give it one more little test. An easy, perfect vape every time. So this is a really nice mod. There's a few things about it that, kind of irk me a little. Like for instance, the menu button, you have to press and hold it to go through all the different settings. I like to be able to just press and hold it and it start flashing. That way you can use the up and down buttons to cycle through your settings and then just press the menu button again and it goes a lot quicker. So personally, I don't like the fact you have to hold it down and wait what feels like 30 seconds to get all the way back to wattage if you accidentally click it. And I don't know how long this click feature is going to wind up lasting and how well it's going to work. Because at least with the buttons, if it winds up getting off center, there's easy ways to disassemble it, kind of put it back in where it needs to be, get it back assembled and use it again. Looking at the construction of this, I'm not really sure how you'd go about doing that. It appears that there is the magnet right here that holds the door on is what is also your trigger button, like so. So to me, it just feels like if you were to lose a tiny little piece to this, it may not even fire. That's one thing to keep in mind. So out of 10, I would honestly rate this about an 8. It does its job, it does when it needs to, it's affordable. You've got all your temperature control, you've got memory settings, you've got wattage, you've got bypass. So there really isn't anything this mod doesn't do. Outside of a few little minor things that personally irk me, This is a really fantastic mod, and I would recommend it from our customers. So again, an 8 out of 10 would be the recommendation on this. So if you do have any other questions about this or any other products, feel free to send us a message, and make sure to follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. We love hearing from our customers. So until next time, thank you for vaping.